of yesteryear were on Tet Zayin Shvat, 16th of Shvat, marks the Hilula of a really great Rav. His name was Rabbi Yosef Ben-Nאיים Zecher Tzadik Libracha. He was actually born on the 24th of August, in English 1882, passed away on the 2nd of February in the year 1961. He would have been close to 80 years of age at the time when he passed away. He was a great rabbi. He was also a Sopher. He was a bibliographer in of itself, and one of the great rabbis of Morocco in of his time. He was the author of the Torah colossal work called the Mלכי, Revnan, and I believe it was reported over he wrote as many as 40 different works approximately. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born, he actually came from great heritage. His father's name was Rabbi Yitzchak Ben-Nאיים. Very interesting enough, very, very great. He was born in Fez in Morocco. Now remember, Fez had a very great Torah prominent community in of its day. It's a place we've mentioned about on various occasions before in this series, and I've related over many of the great rabbis. I believe it's reported over they came from a family that descended from exiles from Spain after the Spanish Inquisition. I believe when he was at a youngish age, he was only about 8 years of age, he would start learning with the Rabbi Raphael Aaron ibn Danan, very, very great rabbi of Morocco, who would educate him and help him within regards to excelling in his Torah brilliance in of itself. And I believe his father actually paid for him to have the best teachers pretty much all over the vicinity in his surrounding areas in of itself. That included rabbis like Rabbi Shlomo Ejiani and also Rabbi Yosef Cohen. I believe between during that time period and stuff, especially during 1896 to 1900, that specific period, I believe he was only 16 years of age. At that time, people used to get married at a younger age. He would get married to his wife, Rabbanit Barachia. And I believe I have pronounced that correctly. She was the daughter of Rabbi Yaakov Asulin, another great rabbi we spoke about on various occasions before. I believe in the summer of the year 1900, he, much more, I think it was reported over that there was high fevers, there was the big flu or illnesses at that point in time that came about in that specific vicinity, and I think he also suffered from this very, very high fever, but thankfully he survived and recovered. And when he recovered, he would continue studying in the yeshiva of Rav Chaim Cohen, who was a very, very good rabbi in that place in of itself. And I think come what the year 1903, his first Torah colossal work called the Hadarat Panim L'Zaken would actually come out, and I think it would actually come through the various areas, especially in Fez. It was published. This was this great Torah work, and I think there was another great rabbi, Rabbi Avram Ben Suzin, who was from the city of Debedo, arrived in Fez, and Rabbi Ben Suzin actually emphasized the great qualities that the rabbi had and the talent, and suggested, I believe, to his father that his son should open yeshiva, Rabbi Yosef Ben-Nאיים, very much so, where they could increase with regards to Torah knowledge and development in of itself. And I think it was a turbulent time also. I think between the years 1902 to 1909, the security of the Jewish community of Morocco deteriorated. There was various rebellions taking place at that point in time in Morocco. Unfortunately, there was violence against Jews, especially in the year 1912. It was reported that Muslims broke through the gates of the Mela, the Jewish neighborhood, which it was, and unfortunately staged a pogrom in that specific neighborhood known as Teritha, I believe. The Jewish community had to flee in all different directions, and at that stage in time, Rav Ben-Naim's yeshiva had to close, and then he would serve as a teacher later on in the school, the Kol Yisrael Chaverim school settlements, connected with the Alliance network of schools. But he would leave his job shortly afterwards, and he would learn an living as an attorney on part of the French government. It was reported over. He was also appointed as a Sopher, in regards to especially writing Gittin documents, divorce documents inside the residence in Fez, respectively. And the income he would receive from these jobs was not such a high amount. It was not a great time financially. Just in general, there was poverty taking place inside the country. So we'll engage in work, becoming a shochet also, and a bodek within regards to animals. Himself, he was also be a molel, performing circumcisions. But I think some of these jobs was without financial compensation, but I would double check on that for everyone. He would, I believe, in the year 1912, he would be elected as public emissary and the rabbi of the synagogue in Morocco in of itself. I think it was a position he would keep for staggering 27 years. I believe he did not have necessarily an official role per se in the rabbinate during this time period. I mean, in the committee, I believe, but he really did huge amount. Many people come with him, asking him various different halachic questions. He would answer them, and really much had a huge integral part in so many people's lives, especially in Fez. He was one of the leading speakers, let's just say, at various events, especially that took place in Fez and other nearby cities. It was reported over that his wife passed away. Sadly, she was only 38 years of age. So he would get married, I think, to Rabbi Simcha, and that would have been after that stage. And let's explore about his library. It's reported over he had a great library. It was very, especially in the upper room of the house, I think it was established. He established a large library. All 4 of the rooms were shelves of books arranged up to the ceiling. The library contained around 7,000 books. Very interesting enough. I think this was at one stage of time at its peak. And the library was diverse in all different areas of Judaism. Let's just say contained general education books, Hebrew manuscripts, in of itself, many different great rabbis, I believe. I think the name of his extensive library spread so far that at that point in time there was a president in Israel, Yitzchak ben Tzvi, would actually ask him to immigrate to Israel, especially with his library, which at the time included 10,000 books. But I think the fear for his books caused him to reject the offer. The library, I think, was purchased after his passing by the Rabbinical Seminary in New York. It was reported over that there was a fire later on that broke out in the warehouse where the books were kept, and I believe only 134 books would stay intact after that point in time. This is what's reported over. Now, he passed away on the 2nd of February, I believe, in the year 1961. Naturally, that would have been the 16th of Shvat, and he was buried in the Jewish cemetery in Fez, next to the graves of his let's say his ancestors in of itself. I believe there's a street in the Yad Ramba settlement in Israel that is actually named after him. It's a place, I think it's quite near Ramla, it's southeast part of Ramla, respectively. So that was it. Let's explore a few of the books he wrote. Wrote a lot of books. So let's explore some of the works, including the Sherit Hatzad, which is Shelot and Shuvot on Halacha, Jewish law. In of itself, there was Tzon Yosef, once again on question and answers. Tzon Yosef Kol Chadash, talking about Shabbat. The Ma'achei Rabbanan, which was to do with the Rabbanim of Morocco and the various writings. Nimka Yosef Perush on the Torah. Nohek Chochma, and also Tamru Yosef Mili Ma'aliyata Mini Mitzika Darat Panim Zaken, which we spoke about before, on the and then the Zuvchei Zevach Yavin Lachruto Avi Hanachal Niploatecha Asicha. Another book of his was the Me'ad Ma'at, the Roshei Avot, the Shirei David, Maaseh Harashim, Magid LaAdam. Really great books. Later was a Haggadah for Passover. So he passed away, and this was in the English year 1961, one of the great rabbis of his time. He was a Talmid of Rabbi Shlomo Adriani, and also Rabbi Yosef Chaim Cohen, and also Rabbi Chaim Cohen, and wrote many different great books. It's his please like candles from memory. Please subscribe to the channel. We're a community here. We're learning about the great rabbis of Yosef, and wishing you blessings here from Israel. Take care, everyone, and be meaningful, please.